Thank you, everybody. And once again, hello. My name is Boris Đukić. Welcome to 10th Bosnia Agile Day for this year, and thank you for choosing this talk. I hope I will not disappoint you. So, my name is Boris Đukić. I work as a software architect in company Lenako. And but to tell more about me, my company work on really big project, but I don't know why they usually don't let me work on this project. So I don't work on, I don't know, some big projects. Yeah, I usually work on some small projects, and I have nothing to sell. You know, I'm not some popular guy and famous guy. I don't have my own open source project, or I don't have my own book or something to sell you. And, And what I actually do, I visit local meetups and try to make people laugh. And here and in my company and on those local meetings, actually, I'm just a happy clown. And today I will be your happy clown. So, yeah, so to begin, I have one use case I work this year. It's like a really important application for Canadian-based fintech company. Yeah, and on this project, I was a software architect, I was project manager, product owner, and scrum master, and technical lead. And sometimes I was developer on this project, yeah. So, because we are Agile company, how did we start this project and every other project? You just need to find yourself Scrum team. You have zero backlog, zero planning, because you know in Agile you don't plan anything, and just start to work. Find yourself some guys and start to work. And we did just that, you know, and Agile will save us, yeah. So we did that. Yes, we did have actually some technical planning. I don't know how many here are technical people, software developers and architects, but basically today, in terms of technical planning, most important thing to choose, maybe only more important choice to make, is to use monolith architecture or microservice architecture. I don't know, do you know what is the difference? Well, the difference is, if you use monolithic architecture, you're basically an old guy and you don't know what you are doing, and probably people are going to laugh to you. And popular and really good thing to do is to use microservices. This is really way to do, and so when you go to coffee, you can say that you are working on microservices. And if you want to hire some new developers, you must work microservices. And of course, we choose microservices. So, I don't know, do you know, but you can actually download architecture for your project. Yeah, especially for microservices. But the only problem is, usually it's made for an e-commerce project. And this was not e-commerce project, this is fintech project. So I just download architecture, and I just cut out some stuff I don't need. I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. Yeah, we just have one microservice. It's called converter. And we did DevOps. We did a lot of DevOps. And what is DevOps? DevOps is when you use containers and when you use products like Azure DevOps and when you use Kubernetes. And we did all of that. So this is our deployment plan. I also download this from internet. So this is the way you do it, yeah. If there are any developers here, would you like to work on this project? We have microservices, we have containers, Kubernetes, yeah. Yeah, but you know, every project had his problems. We had this guy, let's call him Giordano. He was sad, really sad on this project. He was making comments, oh, you know, do we really need this all stuff? Yeah, of course, how else we can do? We must use microservices. We must use Kubernetes. We must use Agile. I know what they are talking about. But he was complaining. And because I was like Scrum Master and technical lead and project manager and software architect, I need to deal with this guy. And how I did it, I started to post on LinkedIn, kudos. Do you know this option? Yeah. Going above and beyond, Giordano. Making fun work, Giordano. Great, Giordano. Yeah. But he was still sad. He was not like in our team culture, so we let him go, yes. Yeah, it was successful projects, by the way. You can check it out for yourself. It's just currency converter. Yeah. You just enter amount, click convert, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm lying. This is not real project. But I did work on projects that are set up like this. I did work on project, and probably all of you did, on project that cost millions of, I don't know, bucks or euros, and actually could be done, I don't know, with 2 guys and 2 Linux scripts. But I guess I'm not allowed to talk about that project, yeah. But I really know the real one projects. And I ask you, would you like to work on this project? Yeah. And what I took away from that question is context. And what we are keen to do now as a software architects and developers, it's to propose a solution without seeing the problem. We would like to do that. Yeah, a new project, yeah, I don't know what it is, but we will use this and that. You cannot propose solution without seeing the problem. And so I see this over and over. So if there is no context, you cannot propose solution. You cannot say what is better without seeing the problem. But we like to do that, yes. I saw this YouTube video. It's Jimmy Bogart. I really like this guy. He was talking of some domain-driven refactoring. Old stuff, new date. I was thrilled to see this. And comments are really positive. Yeah, this is amazing, great talk. But there is also this guy. What he's saying here actually for new developers. Yeah, this is good talk, but 20 years ago. Now, you just need to use NoSQL. Every project needs to be event-driven architecture. And I was thinking for myself, okay, but for what? You are proposing to use NoSQL, domain-driven, and stuff like that, but you don't know what I'm doing on. There is no context here. But what we like to do in the industry today, it's just to use tools. We like our tools. We are tool-driven buzz industry. And this is old stuff. This is not new. But who is producing this? Everybody. Let's start from job postings. When you see job posting today, what is comprised of? For example, here, this is from my LinkedIn page. They are asking for software architect. What I was thinking, you know, I think that software architect, his main task is to decide which technology to use for the problem. But here, they are asking straight up .NET software architects. And when you see job ads, there is like a lot of abbreviations, you know, MVC, jQuery, C#, and it's all revolving about technology. So if you want to work, you must learn abbreviations. You must learn tools. So we are focused on tools. This is all stuff. Do you remember this? Like 2015. This guy was also mad on this situation, and he put on his CV a lot of technologies and put in Pokemon names just to make fun of hiring people. Other day, one HR called me and we talked, what do you do? And main question now is, do you use microservices? I was thinking about myself, why do you care? This is really not important if you're hiring. But today, you cannot hire people. You use microservices and new technologies. Why? Another reason is, do you know Stack Overflow? Do you use it? Yes, everybody. If it's down, you cannot work. Yeah, I know. So they do this survey every year. And they ask people, which technology do you use? Which technology is most popular? So first thing developers do, if you're learning new technology, you want to know which one is popular. Then second thing you want to know, which pays the best. So we like our technologies. Yeah. So software developments, it's not more about engineering, it's popularity contest. Yeah. So we want to be popular, use latest technology. I know the people who left my company because we use old technologies. And they went to other company to use latest, pay, it's much better, and we use latest technologies. Yeah, because that is important. And today, when a new software developer, or let's call him engineer, it's born, when he's born, when he starts typing and committing, that's the day developer is born, he don't care about old stuff. His vision is limited to maybe 2 years. In terms of developer, 2010, it's ancient history. We don't care about that. I want to know what's next. What's the new stuff? Yeah, it's like that. And what is consequences of this? It's that we're repeating ourselves, that we are making old stuff again and again and again. We are in the loop. I don't like that. And I remember in my company, even when I started to work 15 years, 10 years ago, it's all the same. I remember when they bought these books. This was only 10 years ago. Only 10 years ago, we also bought these books. And they were old moment when they bought. And today, for what they are used, these are books about tools. We also had then popular tools. It was MVC. I don't do you believe me that, but it was MVC. And today, main purpose of these books are for this. To put it on their screen, to lift it up. Yeah. So, shame, yeah. Also, these old books, they are called shelf of shame, yeah. I don't know, do you have on your home at the company, shelf of shame, that read books that you don't read, or folder of shame. You have folder of shame. So let's look at this guy also. Project management has also their own timeline. And we also choose to ignore everything that we have in the story. But believe me, there is really, really good stuff here, but that nobody cares about. Why is that? Why is that? I don't know, but I find some research on the internet that they are, in one moment in history, they found out that skills of project management in traditional project doesn't matter. Basically, if you have skilled project manager of totally beginner, there is no impact on project. Also, there is this chaos report that basically says Agile is best for small projects. And for new projects also. But they also say they want to scare you. 70% of projects fail, even today. Even 15 years before, 70 projects failed. They want to scare you, yeah. So what we have done, what we are doing, let's get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of project manager. We don't need him. Let's everybody go to Scrum, to Agile. And I also found this statistic. This is the state of Agile. 66% of companies are doing Agile. So we don't need project manager anymore. We just need Scrum Master just to get along, and product owner, and then we even can rid of Scrum Master. But if you ask me, and maybe we can see this from also from this statistic, when you ask company that they do Agile, what I noticed, what they are actually doing, it's no planning at all. They just use task board, and they have some kind of backlog. And that's it from Agile. For most of companies I speak, from my friends, if they are really sincere, they will tell you this. Agile is basically just keeping track of tasks on some tools. And they don't want to read about it. Body of knowledge exists, but nobody cares about it. And this is like most disappointing thing for me. Nobody reads, nobody watches conferences, I think less and less people are going to conferences. There is so many resources on internet, on YouTube. Conferences are free, like UConf, I don't know, NDC, Google Talks. But when I speak to people, nobody watched it. Nobody read books. They just want to know next big thing, next popular tool, just to work that. And that somehow, that reminded me on Dark Ages. We have, like in past times, like Roman history, we have a lot of body of knowledge, but people started to forget about that, to ignore it. And my proposition is that we have great body of knowledge that we are ignoring. So we also had the plague. That also reminded me that we are in Dark Ages. Yeah, if you don't trust me, look at this guy. And we have also these guys. I call it alchemists. Everywhere put blockchain and machine learning. Every product must have blockchain and, I don't know, artificial intelligence. I remember when every project needed to have mobile application. I remember the time when every project, enterprise application, needed to have some social feature. But now it's this thing. And we are, I don't know, we are like in circle. Yeah, shame. Shame. So I was disappointed, really, really disappointed how stuff is. Maybe I'm depressed or depressing you, I don't know. But I have solution. I'm proposing solution too. It's Ninja Turtles. Yeah, so how these Ninja Turtles fit in this story? So do you know how they named? Yeah, they are like big people from Renaissance. They are Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael. They are all big names from Renaissance. So I think solution is in Renaissance. I don't know, do you know who started Renaissance? It was not Splinter from Ninja Turtles, it was actually Lorenzo de' Medici. Who was this guy? I'm sorry, that first keynote speaker, he was Italian. Yeah, I would like to ask him more about this guy. So this guy was actually a banker. And banker started a revolution. He valued science, art. And he was a rich man, but in today's term, he wasn't actually so rich. And basically, for price of the yacht, today's yacht, he started revolution, he started Renaissance. And I advise you to watch this YouTube video. It's really great. And it explains Renaissance in today's terms. Why it's important for us? Why is Renaissance important for us? When Renaissance started, what have they done? They started to analyze manuscripts and books from Roman history, but not because of science, because they tried to find practical value for their problems. And this is what I propose. Let's start to give more importance to knowledge that we already have and try to dig in value for today's problems. So, I want to put in the first plan philosophy of software development, of product ownership, of managing people, of I don't know, everything. I think there is like abundance of knowledge that we choose to ignore. So I want to make popular philosophy over tools. This is my idea, yeah. And if you want to make something popular, yeah. And I'm not the first one to talk about this. There is already a lot of people talking about it in a different way. I'm basically stealing their ideas. But you can watch this guy, Calvin Henney. He talk is called Old is New. I urge you to watch this. And this guy, he's like, basically, you have to have him on YouTube come up. Also, Agile, unified philosophy over rituals. Yeah, let's talk about real thing, about why. Not just follow the principle, just follow process. The main thing. And this guy, Alan Kay, also talk about philosophy in software development. These are really important subjects. And these are subjects that are evergreen, that are going to be important in the future. And if you want to make something popular today, you need a hashtag. So my idea, and I will have it, I will make hashtag software renaissance. And let's try to find content that is good and relevant and market that is relevant and important today. So there is also a lot of books that are not about tools, but I don't see it on the shelf of my colleagues. They are not about tools, but of philosophy of using those tools. I said that there are like two architectures, microservices and monolith. But when I read this book, I found out that through history we have like 7 or 6 of them. And we are just repeating those stuff. There is like one paper, I don't know, did you hear about it? It's from 1970s. It's basically mentioning microservices, but it's about compiler. And if you want to know more about microservices, I advise you to read that paper. It's from, I don't know, 1970. It's called about criteria for making modules or something. So these are old books. When you say somebody book from 2004, oh, that is old. Is it relevant still today? Yes, it is. And I propose that it's not that it's relevant. If you ask me, it needs to be popular. So, again, what is software renaissance? You know, cows, when they chew grass, it's really hard to digest. In software development, it's really hard to digest. So what we need to do, like cow, to throw up everything we know and chew it again and again and again. And this is like real value. If I want to, in next conference, I want to hear something old, but how is relevant today. And I want and I will make content more on that subject. And I want to start movement called Software Renaissance. So, in the old days, in the Dark Ages, only one man could talk to the king to tell him the truth and not to bear consequences. And that was court fool. And today I'm fool. I'm court fool. So I hope that you will not regret something against me, and that I hope that there is some truth in what I'm talking about today. Thank you for coming, for listening. And I hope that I will see you again. And I hope that I will make more content, dig up more content from all stuff that makes sense for you. Thank you.